Right now, Madison officials are asking people to avoid traveling today after a mix of freezing rain and sleet coats the roads in ice. We'll have the latest conditions. Also, President Biden expected to hold another press conference soon as U.S. and European leaders move forward with economic consequences for Russia, why the conflict could have worldwide consequences. This is News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. We're going to begin with the weather, where freezing rain, sleet, grapple, just about everything created icy road conditions. Let's head to the Weather Center. Julian Seawright has a look at your certified most accurate forecast. A little bit of everything. I guess there was thunder sleet in Verona.
That's right. There was thunder sleet earlier today, and on top of that, we've seen pretty much every form of precipitation throughout our morning as we get into our afternoon. Just a quick reminder, we do have this winter weather advisory in effect until 6 p.m. this evening, but from how things are shaping up for us as we take a look at our radar, well, things are looking a bit more optimistic in terms of how much more of this mess that we're going to be seeing. I've been describing this as a mixed bag because we've seen everything from ice to sleet to snow to rain to even seeing some thunder into this storm system that's rolled its way through southern Wisconsin. And on top of that, it is going to be like this throughout much of the early afternoon. Today, this is what we're going to be looking at. Remember, this is an alert day specifically for today as we get into the evening and night hours. We're not looking at it for so much. Freezing rain, sleet, light snow is going to be our main threats. Could see 1 to 2 inches of snow. This is for the far northwest corridor of southern Wisconsin, so areas like Viroqua. And as we get into up to 1/4 of an inch of ice, this is for areas around Dane County and to the south. But the good news is, as we get into around a little bit after the lunch hour, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock hour, could be seeing this start to move out, which will be opening our 5 p.m. commute for those who did go to work to have not too much in terms of stuff falling from the sky, but our roads are still going to be very icy and very treacherous. So make sure that you're taking your time and are prepared for it. We're going to have a deeper dive of what else to expect because we have another round of some winter weather on the way, Mark.
Yeah, sidewalks, parking lots, that's where the real trouble is.
Yep, all of it. Just make sure that you're taking your time.
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes, Julian. Thank you. Here's a look at the current road conditions from the Wisconsin DOT's 511 map. As you can see, most of the roads in southern Wisconsin are considered ice-covered. Purple conditions are slippery, and blue is snow-covered, but all ice-covered here in southern Wisconsin. Stay up to date on this icy weather with our First Warn Forecast Weather app. It has hourly forecasts, road conditions, the latest radar, and up-to-the-date cancellations. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. 2 people living above a bar in Sturgeon Bay are unaccounted for after a fire broke out this morning. The Sturgeon Bay Fire Department got a call around 3:30. 9 guest rooms above the bar were occupied at the time of the fire. 1 renter was transported to a burn center for injuries. Their condition unknown. The cause of the fire has not been determined. Some of the roads near the bar are shut down. The prospect of war in Europe looks more and more likely as Russia appears to be on the verge of a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The U.S. and Western allies have already begun implementing sanctions in response. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
Unidentified tanks and armored personnel carriers moved through the streets of Donetsk just hours after Russian President Vladimir Putin recognized independence for Ukraine's 2 separatist regions and ordered his forces to move in.
An invasion is an invasion, and that is what is underway.
Russia said this morning its recognition of independence includes areas currently held by Ukrainian military forces.
We see that more and more of the forces are moving out of the camps and are in combat formations and ready to strike.
Monday night, President Biden issued limited sanctions on investments in or exports from those regions. The White House says more sanctions are coming today against Russia.
History tells us that looking the other way in the face of such hostility will be a far more costly path.
If diplomacy fails, Western leaders warn Europe could face its bloodiest military conflict since World War II, with worldwide economic consequences.
We're entering a new Cold War with the Russians, and they are the major exporter of gas to Europe. You saw that prices now are at 7-year highs. That's going to affect every American at the pump. The Russians are a country with basically offensive cyber capabilities that are roughly at parity with the United States.
Pipeline erfolgen kann.
In a major move, Germany announced it's halting the $11 billion Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline project that would carry natural gas from Russia to Germany. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
The 3 men convicted of murdering Ahmaud Arbery are found guilty of hate crimes today. The panel of 8 white people, 3 black people, and 1 Hispanic person found the defendants targeted Arbery because of the color of his skin. Defense attorneys for Travis and Gregory McMichael and William Roddy Bryan tried to argue the men believed Arbery was involved in criminal activity. The defendants sought a plea deal before trial, but the judge rejected it after Arbery's family opposed.
I knew Ahmaud's hands was in this from the very beginning.
All right now.
The way Ahmaud left here, I knew that we would get victory on the state level and in the federal level.
All 3 men are already serving life sentences. Only William Roddy Bryan has the possibility of parole in 30 years. The U.S. women's national soccer team has reached a $24 million settlement with the U.S. Soccer Federation in its years-long battle for equal pay. The settlement includes back pay and equal pay with the men's team going forward, including World Cup bonuses. The team says the settlement helps repair its relationship with the U.S. Soccer Federation and credits its new president, Cindy Parlow-Cohn, a former player who took over in 2020.
For me, it's about moving forward together and really focusing on what's important in growing the game both here at home and across the world.
The equal pay commitment is subject to the collective bargaining agreements with the men's and women's unions. The U.S. Soccer Federation says they will be transparent in the process, inviting both sides to each other's negotiations. Today, UW-Platteville announced UW System President Tommy Thompson will be the principal speaker for its school's spring commencement. Thompson set to step down as system president next month. The university will hold 2 ceremonies on May 14th. One will celebrate the class of 2022, and the other will celebrate graduates of 2020 who didn't get a graduation ceremony due to the COVID pandemic. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon.
The threat of war sends oil prices higher, and how to cash in on today's palindrome. I'm Diane King Hall at the CBS Broadcast Center. I'll have those stories and more in your CBS Money Watch report.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
This is Connie Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. While things have changed, it's still necessary for families to stay connected. And when it comes to the loss of a loved one, it's important to process and grieve and honor your loved one in a way that keeps everyone safe. We're doing this through intimate services and private virtual streaming, so your family can be part of the service no matter where they are. Ryan Funeral Homes are here with your safety in mind and compassionate care in your time of need.
Save on your fave at the Century House. Right now, get $200 off stressless signature base recliners, classic base recliners with power, and new stressless cross base recliners. Or get a free accessory with purchase. It's time for stressless. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Suffer from erectile dysfunction? Peak Performance for Men uses an advanced form of acoustic wave therapy, restoring normal and natural functionality where it counts most. Call now and receive an ultrasound. Your initial consultation all for free. Call Peak Performance for Men today.
At iMart Express, it's just the right price. 2 pairs of glasses start under $40. Using insurance? We accept over 1,000 plans, and using your benefits is as easy as 1, 2, 3. No insurance? No problem. Glasses to fit your budget. It's just the right price. Only at iMart Express.
In one instant, an accident can change your life. Gingras, Thompson & Walks has assembled the top award-winning personal injury lawyers to win the biggest settlements and awards for Wisconsin victims. If you've been injured, contact Gingras, Thompson & Walks for a free consultation.
Your energy bills have never been higher, up 30 to 60% depending on how you heat your home. Andrew Larson here with Larson Home Services. We can help lower your energy bills and make your home more cozy. It starts with a visit by our Dr. Energy Saver team. We'll pinpoint your problem areas and show you how we can help. And now's the time to call with 75% off installation labor, financing for 60 months, and a $100 Visa gift card when you sign up for a Dr. Energy Saver package. Call now because this doctor makes house calls.
But Senator Ron Johnson is putting...
You know what's interesting? Liberal groups have already spent $12 million falsely attacking me and engaging in the politics of personal destruction. Their allies in the media have dutifully piled on. Why? Because they can't defend the disastrous results of their policies. During this campaign, I intend to discuss issues that impact your life. I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message because I'm concerned about inflation, open borders, and rising crime, just like you.
Escalating tensions between Russia and Ukraine sent oil prices higher and stocks tumbling at the markets open today. Brent crude, the global benchmark for oil, jumped 2%, and U.S. crude prices also moved higher. That typically translates to more pain at the pump. Child care costs are increasing. According to a new report by Child Care Aware, the national average topped $10,000 in 2020. That's more than 10% of the median income for the average married couple and more than 35% for a single person. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services recommends parents cap child care costs at 7% of their budget. 40% of Americans are expecting a refund from the government when they file their taxes this year. That's according to a new Bankrate survey. 18% of people expect to owe. 17% think they will break even. The other 25% don't know what to expect. And today is 2/22/22. That is a palindrome. That's when the sequence reads the same forward or backward. And Venmo is doing a giveaway for users who tweet about the day. The payment platform is ready to award $222 to dozens of people who follow the company and retweet its post along with a comment. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Diane King Hall.
Diane, thank you. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials down 361 points. The NASDAQ off 162. The S&P 500 down 33. Coming up next, Pam Yankee has your latest egg numbers, and Howard's cooking up a special casserole perfect for a chilly evening in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Plus, our weather alert day continues. How long will it last? Julian has the forecast when we come back.
Stretch your dollar with 11% off everything at Menards. Update and beautify your living space with high quality and unique sliding barn doors from Colonial Elegance. Give your home a rustic look with new doors for any room in the house. With over 20 styles, you can add personality to match your unique decor. Get 11% off all Colonial Elegance doors. Get 11% off everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo should probably be called McGann Furniture and Flooring because we're the area's oldest and most experienced floor covering store. Our friendly staff will explain the many types of flooring available, answer questions, and make suggestions so you can choose what's best for your home and lifestyle. We always offer free in-home measurements and estimates and use the finest installers in the entire area. And remember, at McGann's, we don't inflate prices only to mark them down for a sale. Stop in today and discover the difference. You'll be glad you did. McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo.
Do you suffer from chronic or severe back or neck pain? Did you know that there's now a treatment method available right here at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center that offers hope of avoiding spinal surgery for those suffering with bulging, herniated, or degenerative discs? Our therapies help reduce pain related to these conditions and have a high success rate in helping people just like you avoid back or neck surgery.
I've experienced low back pain for over 15 years. I had back surgery when I was 26 and had difficulties recovering. The doctors at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center have given me a new lease on life. I am now able to enjoy an active, pain-free lifestyle.
Call Midwest Spine and Nerve Center now to schedule a no-obligation consultation to see if our progressive pain-relieving therapies are right for you.
Has become a big-ticket event for teens, and one of the priciest items is the dress.
Tomorrow, Josh Briner tells you about a local sale that's too good to miss.
And from ice to snow, we're tracking the next weather maker. That's going to be Thursday into Friday, tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
Imagine a doctor that comes to you. It's happening right here in Dane County.
We can do healthcare better for less.
Susan Simon shows you how it works and what patients think of these modern-day house calls. Thursday on News 3 Now at 6. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Well, let's check in with Pam Yankee now from the Midwest Farm Report. Just slide into work today.
Yeah, I did. And I haven't left the building since. So I feel like a cat with claws. I'm getting ready to hang on to anything when I exit in just a little bit. I've been watching the cameras that News 3's got up and trying to get a little bit better handle of how the commute will go. We'll get there, although it has disrupted quite a few ag meetings that were happening today. I know Midwest Forage Association symposiums going on up in Wisconsin Dells. A couple of the speakers couldn't make it up there, so Wisconsin winter is making its presence felt. The market, it's all about the conversation. Russia, Ukraine, United States, European Union. Dow Jones Industrial Average may be down, but boy, our commodities have shot up double digits. Corn, beans, wheat, everything. Wheat primarily supported on the news out of Russia and Ukraine. Corn and soybeans, more about the weather in South America. The analysts that live in country in Brazil and Argentina, Paraguay, they are lowering their expectations on what the final yields are going to look like. China has started to cancel some of its contracts with Paraguay, Brazil, Argentina, because they just don't think that the beans or corn are going to be there. They're coming to the United States. So that's kind of kept our markets a little bit stronger. You know, we were talking about the weather just a moment ago. This is National FFA Week, and I feel so bad for the chapters that had all kinds of activities planned to celebrate. For example, up in DeForest FFA, Natalie Henson, the president there, tells us that today was supposed to be Ag Olympics Day, where they kind of get everybody involved in a little something related to the farm. Simulated cow milking, hay bale stacking. Tomorrow, if the weather cooperates and things go well, they're going to bring some animals to school. Horses, calves, chickens, rabbits, that kind of thing. Natalie says that chapter used to be largely made up of kids that came from a farm. Now the DeForest FFA chapter probably only has about 5 kids that have any connection to the farm whatsoever, so they really have to work hard to give those students a real hands-on feel about what the FFA is today. Barrel cheese in Chicago was up 2 cents today at $1.95.5. 40-pound block cheese up 1/4 cent at $1.99. Double A butter, that dropped 4 cents today to $2.65 a pound. So an interesting day all the way around. Would have been fine just to have the Ukraine and Russia to be discussed, but this weather event has put the kibosh on a lot of things too.
It's 2-2-2-2-2-2-2.
Yes, I saw that all over social media. I didn't know if I was missing something.
It's Tuesday.
Yes, that's right.
All right, Pam. Be careful out there.
Thanks.
Here's Julian now with a look at the forecast.
And with this Tuesday, it is definitely a momentous day with all the things that are happening with weather here in Wisconsin and on the side of the news. But here for weather, that's right, we still have that winter weather advisory in effect for all of southern Wisconsin until about 6 p.m. this evening. However, we could start to see some of that precipitation starting to mull out as we get into the later part of this afternoon. Today, we have the alert day in effect. We're looking at freezing rain, sleet, and light snow to be the main threats. However, we did have reports of pea-sized hail, and there was some graupel that we have seen throughout the early parts of this morning. 1 to 2 inches of snow are estimated for areas far northwest near the Viroqua area of southern Wisconsin, and up to 1/4 inch of ice is expected to accumulate as well, and that's for us here in Dane County and southern Wisconsin. Now here's what we're looking at. It's a very dynamic storm that we've been seeing that swept its way through the upper Midwest, giving all but rain into upper Illinois. But as you see, just at the border, that's where we were starting to see, again, that ice transition and the wintry mix. But all of the areas north of Dane County have just seen snow throughout the course of this morning. Even though for us, we've seen not so much of a nice thing. We've been seeing plenty of ice that's stuck around, which has created plenty of slick spots and slippery roads for us. So again, many of us should definitely take it slow when we're driving throughout the rest of today. But here's a quick look at what we're going to be seeing in terms of our precipitation. To kind of break down why we've even been seeing just rain or freezing rain and sleet is because, as you saw yesterday, we were around 40 degrees. We're into the middle 40s. Now we have that upper air, as that cold front has swept in, has moved its way aloft or above the air that is coming in. So with that, it's still above freezing. And so since we're still holding on to that above freezing temperatures from yesterday, that warmer air aloft, we're looking at on the surface to be the below freezing. So it's all the precipitation has not formed into crystallization because of the above freezing temperatures. So that's why we've been seeing freezing rain, slippery sleets, has created all the ice for us. But then now, as we get into the later part of this afternoon, Anything that we will see will start to turn and transition itself into some light flurries and snowfall as the air above and the air below will finally be below freezing. Now, as we go into what else we're going to be expecting, this is what we're timing out. After this afternoon, or after lunchtime, we're going to see it start to phase out into this afternoon. Start to see a little bit more flurries, but then it's going to be pretty much catering itself out, especially by the 5 p.m. commute. So for those of us who did go to work today, the commute won't see anything falling, but it's still going to be on the slippery side. So we see temperatures are still going to be on the colder side, well below freezing, in single digits going into our Wednesday. And so that's why we are looking for our commute to still be very treacherous, and we're keeping that red sign sticking around for us, as well as the icy roads are going to be covering. But we are keeping an eye on Thursday and Friday for another system to be bringing in some accumulating snow. That's what we're going to be keeping our eye on. But the bottom line, again, from this event, there have been reports of power outages, and since there are power outages, make sure that you're checking on your friends, family, and your neighbors, even if you don't like them, because temperatures will hit the single digits tonight. It will be very dangerous for those who don't have any power or heat. So make sure that you have your devices charged as well. Here's our 10-day forecast look. After today, the alert day will be done, but we are keeping an eye on Thursday and Friday for potentials of seeing accumulating snow. So that's one thing to keep an eye on. But aside from that, we are going to be entering another dry and quiet pattern as we go into this weekend. Back to about 32 degrees and more seasonable, Mark. But until then, you got to get through the day.
Yuck. Be careful out there.
Absolutely.
All right, Julian, thank you. Up next, a visit to the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where Howard is fixing what he says could be the best dinner ever.
There are some days when we don't mind cooking everything from scratch. And then there are days when we're pressed for time and we need to use a few supermarket shortcuts. And when our shortcut recipes taste as good as our from scratch versions, all the better. So let me show you a loaded main dish that does just that. The first thing we do is place a package of store-bought mashed potatoes in a microwave-safe bowl. Starting with these saves us at least half an hour. Now we add some cheddar and Monterey Jack cheese, half a package of cream cheese, a bit of salt and pepper, and we pop this into the microwave to warm up. Once it's hot, we stir in some sour cream and spoon it into a baking dish. Now, we turn this into a main dish by topping it with some shredded cooked chicken, a drizzle of barbecue sauce, and some crumbled bacon. Right before it goes into the oven, sprinkle the top with some cheddar cheese to make it even more cheesy delicious. When it comes out, it's ready to serve. It's kind of like a Southwestern style upside down chicken shepherd's pie. To get this round 'em up recipe, all you have to do is visit our website and type in loaded barbecue baked potato casserole. I'm Howard of the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a super shortcut way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, Howard, thank you. Coming up, UW Health clinical dietitian Michelle Swader has some ideas on increasing collagen in your diet and why you'd want to. Stay with us.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Do you want everything you may deserve? Tell the insurance company you mean business.
I knew who to call.
They know how to get more from the insurance company.
Call 800-800-5678, Hupy and Abraham, right now.
Important healthcare announcement. If people tell you your TV is too loud, or if listening in some environments has become difficult, we are requesting your participation in a special program called the 30-Day Challenge. Hearing Life Hearing Centers are seeking people with hearing difficulties to evaluate a new digital mini hearing aid now being released. To take part in this event, you must call. Please get a pencil and write down the number below. All people with hearing aids or hearing difficulties are wanted to take part in the 30-Day Challenge, evaluating a new high-tech device that sits discreetly behind your ear. This hearing aid is Bluetooth enabled and is rechargeable. All hearing assessments are performed at no charge for those taking part in the challenge. Participants will try these hearing aids for 30 days. Call the number below and take the Hearing Life 30-Day Challenge.
No matter
what's going on outside, we all want to be warm and cozy inside, especially this winter. We're USA Insulation, and we fix cold homes. When you have inferior insulation, it doesn't matter how much you crank up your furnace. Your expensive warm air still leaks out of your walls and attic. When we inject our premium foam into your walls, it's like wrapping a coat around your entire home. And just wait until you see how much money that saves you. So stop freezing and start saving.
USA Insulation.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
If you've been injured in an accident, don't take on the insurance company alone. Put resources and experience on your side. Call 800-800-5678 Hupy and Abraham right now.
Welcome back. Collagen is the topic of this month's health segment today. UW Health clinical dietitian Michelle Swader is back with us on this slippery Tuesday. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good. First, let's define exactly what collagen is.
Yes, collagen is a protein. It's actually one of the main proteins in our body. It's very abundant in our skin, in our bones, our muscles, cartilage, and tendons, and so it's really vital. Unfortunately, as we get older, our bodies tend to make less, which has really gotten it to be a prime candidate for supplements.
And supplements help?
Well, unfortunately, the studies are so far inconclusive. They're looking at all aspects of collagen, whether it helps your skin, whether it helps your bones or your joints. It really, at this point, it's just a personal choice whether you want to take it. And the challenge with collagen is it's such a big protein, it needs to be broken down into its smaller amino acid parts in order to be digested. Once it's digested, it's really the body who decides what proteins get made. So you do have all of the building blocks you would need to make collagen, but if your body feels like a bigger priority is to make a different type of protein, you're really not getting the collagen that you think you're getting when you're eating or swallowing the collagen.
Is it a pill, a powder, or what?
It can be both. It can be a pill or a powder. Really, there's not a lot of disadvantages in taking it unless you happen to be allergic to one of the ingredients, or maybe sometimes if there's some artificial sweetener in a powder, it can cause some GI problems, but no issues with taking a daily supplement if you find that you want to try to see if it helps.
How about foods? What kind of foods could you use instead?
Right. You can definitely go old school and go to the proteins. Pretty much any type of protein that you're going to eat, whether it's a plant or a meat source, is going to have some of those same building blocks. So you are giving your body still all of the tools that it needs. And the other thing to remember is that the body does nothing by itself. So it wants to use some zinc, some vitamins, some vitamin C. And so really having a varied diet with different types of fruits and vegetables, different types of whole grains, also helps to just foster the production of all of the proteins you need, and collagen specifically.
Is there a limit to how much you can have or take, or does your body just get rid of what it can't use?
There's no real limit. I mean, obviously, if you go overdosing on any type of protein, you're taking multiple protein supplements, eating a lot of protein, that can be a challenge. But you really have to try hard to get that level of protein. So if you're doing something like a daily protein supplement, a daily collagen supplement, there shouldn't really be any harm in that, even if you are eating protein in other meals throughout the day.
Interesting. Hadn't heard of this before, so now we know. All right, Michelle, thanks for being with us today. We'll see you next month.
Thank you very much.
All right, have a safe day. Here's Julia now. One final check your forecast.
Our final check of the forecast is, again, we're going to look at our commutes. Just know, if you had to go into work in today or you're doing any kind of running around, take it slow, because we are looking at treacherous roads throughout the entirety of today and especially going into tonight. Here's a look at our 10-day forecast. After today, we're keeping an eye on Thursday and Friday. Over to you, Mark.
All right, thank you, Julian. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4.